If you blinked in June, you missed it. Sales jumped 7.5% in 1 month. However, prices also dropped. For buyers, there's more time. For sellers, more competition. If you miss these 5 numbers, then you're walking into your next deal blind. Let's get to it. This is your June 2026 Edmonton market update. Let's start with the price because this is the number everyone asked me about first. We have an average of $484,000 in June 2026. This is a drop of 1.6% compared to May and an increase of 4.1% compared to the June of 2025. Breaking it down by the different types of homes, the story gets interesting. Detached home average $593,000, up over 3% year over year, still the strongest performer. Semi-detached sits at $435,000, down slightly from last year. Row and townhouses averaged about $303,000, down about 2%, both month over month and year over year. That's the segment cooling the most right now. The apartment style condo actually jumped 6.4% month over month to about $219,000. Condos are really heating up. Let's talk about the benchmark pricing, which is the real trend line. This is the number I trust the most when I'm advising my clients. It strips out the noise and tracks the typical home. Right now, that benchmark price in Edmonton sits at $431,000, which is 2.1% lower compared to the same time last year. Look at this trend line. Prices dropped in the fall and hitting the bottom line at about November, December. And then in the spring, it starts coming up again. This U-shape is the typical Edmonton rhythm. What you're getting is a discount in the winter period. And when you get towards the spring period, you're hitting the recovery of the market. Now let's talk about sales. In June 2026, we recorded 2746 sales, which is actually a 7.5% jump month over month. However, when we look year over year, we are still trending about 4.1% lesser than we did at this same time last year. So as the prices are actually going down, sales are still jumping, and the market is still very active, which means that there's still very much confidence in the market at this time. Inventory is one of the high points of this month. We recorded a total of 8,072 active listings across the greater Edmonton area for June 2026. This also puts us at a 2.9 month of inventory. 4 to 6 months of inventory is a balanced market. Anything less than 4 is considered a seller's market, while anything greater than 6 is considered a buyer's market. Now, here's something many people overlook, but it's incredibly important: the average number of days on the market. In June 2026, we recorded an average of 36 days across all properties, which is exactly the same number of average days we had for the previous month. However, it is 5 days longer than we had the previous year. Let's break this down into the different categories. The detached home increased from an average of 29 days last year to 33 days this year. The semi-detached increased from an average of 26 days last year to 33 days this year. The townhouses increased from an average of 29 days last year to 37 days this year. And the apartment style condos increased from an average of 42 days last year to 47 days this year. Sellers, this means that your pricing strategy and your first 2 weeks marketing mean more than ever before. And for buyers, this gives you a breathing room, which means that you don't have to make a rush decision, but you can take a bit of time to make sure you're making the smart decision that benefits you and your family. Here is June 2026 in a sentence. Prices cooled, sales picked up, and patience became the new currency. The single detached homes are still the strongest asset in the city, while the condos are also eating up. It's not a crashing or booming market. It's just a market that is breathing right now. And knowing how it breathes can be the difference between making a good decision and a great decision. If you enjoyed this content, I would like to see more of this, then feel free to subscribe to my channel, and as well, like, comment, and share with someone you think it might be useful for. This is your homeboy, your trusted Edmonton Realtor, DK the Realtor. And until I catch you again on the next one, have a wonderful summer.